the Farm Bill passed by both houses. It's set to become a law right now. Unprecedented scenes a little while earlier on. Trinamool Congress MP Derek O'Brien tore up the set of rules.
Hello friends, and welcome back to another video of The Guy Without a Plan. I don't know if you have noticed, but for the past few weeks I've been putting a video on this channel every alternate Friday. But for this week I am breaking this trend, as this Friday is 2nd of October, which means that it's the birthday of the father of our nation. And with that, I do not meet this guy, but this gentleman. So with that, the current government had completed 6 years in power and 6 years of the best days this country has seen since independence. And I will also be reacting to the farmers bill, so stay till the end and let's get started.
कोरोना वायरस 12 घंटे में निष्क्रिय हो जाता है और जनता कर्फ्यू 14 घंटे का है, तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि ये कितना बड़ा मास्टर स्ट्रोक है।
Now before 2014, our dear Prime Minister, who has now become someone like Voldemort because apparently his name even can't be taken, and I'm not the one saying this.
मौजूदा वक्त में डराया जाता था, कांग्रेस के दौर में एडवाइजरी दी जाती थी। भरतपुर में दंगे ना दिखाइए, तिरंगा को लेके आंदोलन हो रहा है, उस आग को मत दिखलाइए, एडवाइजरी होती थी, संपादकों को बुलाया जाता था। आज की स्थिति में सीधे फोन कर दिया जाता है।
So this respected person, in over 440 political rallies, he promised 1 crore jobs to the youth, doubling of farmers' income, lowering petrol prices, betterment of the economy, and even the ghar wapsi of the black money, which apparently is resting in the Swiss banks, and due to which we all were supposed to get 15 lakh richer, and due to which you guys gave him a clear majority. Very good.
I am accountable और इस देश की जनता को मेरे पल पल का हिसाब मांगने का अधिकार है, मेरी हर सोच का जवाब मांगने का अधिकार है। I am committed to democracy.
Let's cut to November 2016. Do I need to tell the date as well? I think everybody remembers. So demonetization happened and 85% of the currency that was circulated in the market, it was reduced to a mere piece of paper. And the common man, he was forced to stand in line to get his own money. Master stroke, right? Now don't lie. Remember, you were the one saying Modi ने किया होगा तो अच्छा ही किया होगा. So you cannot turn your back now. हम सभी का ही nationalism के नाम पे कटा है. And then we all were told that this would get the black money out, that it would decrease the difference between poor and the rich.
ये आपके वोट की ताकत है कि गरीब चैन की नींद सो रहा है और अमीर नींद की गोलियां खरीदने के लिए बाजार में।
And then even curb terrorism and whatnot. And at that time it was portrayed as if demonetization didn't happen, then we Indians won't be able to defecate in the morning. But what really happened was that 99.3% of the money, it got deposited in the bank, and every penny of black money, it was converted into white. While you guys were standing in the line thinking that if our soldiers can stand at the Siachen borders, why can't we? And when all this data started to come out, the government gave you another reason. They said it will make this country a digital economy. But in a country where just 13% of the people, they use a smartphone, how was digitization supposed to happen? And I know that Prime Minister was aware that Jio was going to launch its network and the smartphones, but he shouldn't have made it that obvious. I think even the small children, they are better at hiding than our Prime Minister. So among all the things that were supposed to happen, few things did happen. The laborers, the daily wages, they lost their jobs. The farmers suffered, and our GDP, it started its descent into darkness. And if you guys still want more detail on the demonetization and how it affected our economy and our country, then you can watch this video from Akash Banerjee, and I've added the link into the description. And then while you were trying to recover from this demonetization that was imposed on you, the government came with GST, which was described something like this.
GST सिर्फ एक टैक्स रिफॉर्म नहीं है, आर्थिक रिफॉर्म से भी आगे एक सामाजिक रिफॉर्म का भी एक अहम कदम है।
वो जीएसटी भी किसी मास्टर स्ट्रोक से कम नहीं।
And also this.
ये जीएसटी नहीं है, जीएसटी Gabbar Singh tax.
And then everybody was put on cloud 9 saying that it will reduce the product prices, it is an easier system and everybody will be able to understand it. And then the state governments, they were promised 14% increase in their tax revenues. But then what happened? Simple. जोश था, but implementation का again बंटाधार. And therefore this system which was implemented in India, it was rated by the experts as one of the most complex system of GST ever implemented anywhere in the world. And what has been the result of all this? कि बात इस हद तक आ गई है कि the center has told the state governments to take loan from RBI because of the deficit in tax payment that the center cannot make since it doesn't have a money now. And our GDP, it is still descending. But then I guess nothing of this really mattered because the government again came into the power, and that too with more seats. So that means all you guys wanted was Ram Mandir. तो कैसा लग रहा है अब? The Supreme Court has given the green light and even the Bhumi Pujan has happened. So अब तो भाई रोटी मिल रही होगी and नौकरी भी आ गई होगी. Am I right? And I feel that the past 1.5 years of governance for this government, it has been more happening than the first 5 years. As last year we saw the mess with the JNU students over the fees hike, and talking literally, they didn't have much of a fees to start with. But then a lot of students in India, they are getting their education on loans. And after completing their education, when they don't have any jobs, how they are supposed to repay the loans? But then the thing is, सारा बैंक का पैसा तो NPA बन गया है. Then loan मिले तो मिले भी कैसे? But then this also passed and the students, they were declared terrorists, and then came the Delhi elections and we all saw what happened. So I don't know if I really have anything to add to it.
आप क्रोनोलॉजी समझ लीजिए।
ये लोग आपके घरों में घुसेंगे, आपकी बहन बेटियों को उठाएंगे, उनको रेप करेंगे।
इन्होंने क्या किया है, अपने घर की महिलाओं को चौराहे चौराहे पर बिठाना प्रारंभ कर दिया है।
सीसीपी साहब हमारे सामने खड़े हैं। मैं आप सबके बिहाफ पे ये बात कह रहा हूँ, ट्रंप के जाने तक तो हम शांति से जा रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद हम आपकी भी नहीं सुनेंगे अगर रास्ते खाली नहीं।
But then one thing is for sure that we got to see on what non-secular principles this party is based on and the hatred they want to spread. And here I don't want to take anybody's side, and definitely not Kejriwal's, because of the way he has handled the COVID pandemic in Delhi. And then in line was the Environment Destruction Bill. Oh, did I say the real name? Okay, the government calls it Environment Bill 2020. So this bill was put in the parliament and a lot of activists and students, they raised their voice against it, and Supreme Court gave them 3 months notice to reply, which they did. And as always, what our dear government does, the students and the activists, they were called imbeciles and they were told that they don't understand anything. So the bill still went ahead. And then the engineering and medical examinations, the NEET and the JEE Advanced and the JEE Mains, they are being carried out at this time during the COVID pandemic, despite of the opposition and requests from the students. And this also, it remained in talks for a week and then vanished. But the talks, they were limited to Twitter or news channels like NDTV, while some were busy asking for drugs. Have I missed anything? Oh yes, the pandemic and the PM Care Fund. But before that, congratulations, your economy has reached a new depth of darkness. It's minus 23.9%. And before, it was the fault of us millennials because we were choosing Ola and Uber over buying a car. But now it has been made an act of God. So जिन जिन की नौकरी गई है भाई, परेश रावल की तरह कोर्ट में जाके केस कर दो भगवान के ऊपर।
हाँ जी बताइए, किसे भेजनी है नोटिस?
भगवान को।
Again, I forgot PM Care. So the fund, which was supposed to be a living monument of the fact that the PM cares, it has become an embodiment of the fact that he doesn't really give a damn. Using the name of the Prime Minister office, having the members from the ruling party, and taking funds from the CSR funds of a company, thereby not allowing them to give away funds to state governments, and still it doesn't come under the gamut of RTI. What is going on? This makes no sense at all. And for those who are a fan of this guy's oratory skills, in which all he does is say bhai aur behno and then take long pauses and keep asking for repetition of his own words, I have brought a video from Mahua Mitra. The link is in the description. Maybe watching that you'll realize that options aur bhi hain. And by the way, in this video she is speaking about the PM Care Fund. So please watch it, because I don't think so I would have done any better job than her. And currently, as I'm making this video, farmers' protests, they are going on in the country in opposition to the farmers' bills which were passed on 20th September in the parliament. Now, these bills include the Farmers' Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, the farmers' agreement on price assurance and farm services bill, and the last one, Essential Commodity Bill 2020. And I'm not sure of which news channel you follow or if you really follow any kind of news or not, but if you are following ZTV or Republic TV, then all you might have heard would be that the opposition went bonkers in the parliament, they tore the rule book and all. Or maybe that Deepika was summoned in the drug case and the whole Bollywood is Ganjedi. So therefore, let's get few things straight.
किसानों को अपनी उपज देश में कहीं पर भी किसी को भी बेचने की आजादी देना बहुत ऐतिहासिक कदम है.
First of all, the opposition made a huge issue over it because the Speaker of the House, he ignored the request for division vote and passed the bill based upon voice voting. And according to the rule book, this isn't allowed. And because of the behavior of the opposition, they were suspended and now bills are being passed in the parliament without any discussion. What kind of democracy is this? मुझे तो समझ नहीं आता. Maybe these people need to be sent back to the schools and taught civics again. But coming back to the bill, let's see the main points of the bill and understand why the bill, again, they look good just in the theory. And remember, good in theory because implementation का अच्छा track record है नहीं हमारी government का.
अरे हम तो फकीर आदमी हैं, झोला लेके चल पड़ेंगे जी.
So the main thought process behind this bill is to remove the middlemen and connect the farmers directly with the companies. And this thought is good because the middlemen, they were lobbying within themselves while quoting price at the mandis, and they were not quoting the market price while buying the commodities, and those prices would be even less than the MSP. But then there are three main contentions about the farm reforms. First, the farmers, they can sell their produce anywhere in the country, not limited by the boundaries of APMC or their state. But the thing is that this thing was already going on and the farmers was free to sell his produce to whosoever he want.
One country, one market जो है उससे किसान जाके कहीं भी बेच सकता है और उसको हायर प्राइस मिलेगा. तो लेकिन सारा सवाल ये है कि अगर 86% किसान भारत के ये तो एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट से दूसरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाके अपना प्रोड्यूस नहीं बेच पाते हैं, तो इनको एक्सपेक्ट करना कि वो चंडीगढ़ से जाके बेंगलोर में बेचेंगे या बेंगलोर से लाके छत्तीसगढ़ में बेचेंगे, वो तो पॉसिबल नहीं है.
And secondly, the bill has led to this speculation that over a period of time, the MSP might be removed since buying of agriculture produce outside the premises of APMC, they have been made tax free. While if you buy inside APMC, you have to pay the cess and even the mandi tax. And thirdly, one of the bill, it lays the framework for contract farming. But in that framework, it disallows the provision for court hearing or any kind of that sort in case of a grievance or complaint handling. And this has led to the fear that the big players like Reliance and Future Group, they might be able to exploit the farmers in the coming time. But wait a minute, Reliance bought Future Group recently, right? So that means we have Reliance for power, Reliance for petrol, Reliance for network and Reliance for food as well. Monopoly का गेम है क्या?
अगर हम करें तो करें क्या, बोले तो बोले क्या?
But the problem is that in a country where the farmer is already struggling to get profit because of his small land holding, inefficiencies in agriculture, bewafa monsoon and many more things, how correct it is to assume that he'll have any kind of bargaining power against a big player like Reliance, Nestle, all those companies. And further, I don't see a sense in copying a system which has already failed in America, where because of this implementation of corporate farming, the income of the farmers, it has basically decreased rather than increasing.
कि आप देखें कि इंग्लैंड, अमेरिका, यूरोप, सबको देखें, ये रिच कंट्रीज जो हैं, डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं, इनमें तो जहां से हम ये मॉडल लेके आ रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान में, वहां पर तो ये मॉडल फेल हो गया. Since 1960, farmers' income in America has been a steep decline.
And there was a benefit of APMC to the farmer because when they took their produce to APMC, there was a price discovery. So therefore, they got to know about the price of their products. And in the case where nobody was buying the produce, the government would buy it at the MSP. So there was some safety for the farmers. And in states like Maharashtra, where APMC doesn't exist, the farmers, for produces like sugarcane, they just simply go and dump their produce at the mills and they are not told about the price. And the money even takes around 6 months before it reaches them. And the new farm bills, they do not provide any kind of light on this matter. Further, if we talk about small companies, they don't have a department for procurement, a specific department which will go and collect from each individual farmers. Nobody in a small company can do that. So for whom is this bill for? It's just going to benefit the large companies. And then again, if we talk about small farmers, the one who has put all of his money in the current produce, he won't be able to wait for this number of days that the big company will come and buy the produce. He'll simply go and sell it to the large farmer. So again, these bills will lead to a creation of a pseudo middleman in forms of these large farmers, thereby dismissing the main reason of such bills. And for those of you who think that there's no need to fear, let me give you an example. Remember when Jio came in, first the services were offered for free, and now if you see, the prices are similar to that of early 4G services by Airtel, and then the network is abysmal. And similarly, farmers think that over a period of time they won't be paid well, and without protection of MSP or any kind of protection from the government, their life will go downhill. Baki, if you talk about the government of Punjab, then the Badals, they are basically the middlemen standing in the mandi buying the produce from the farmers. So they have their reasons for protest. Secondly, in Haryana and Punjab, most of the mandis, they are situated in these two states. So it basically adds up a lot to the tax collection of both the states. So they have their reason for protest. And if you want more details about the farm bill, then I'm adding some links in the description. Do check them out. And I know, seeing the privilege section like Bollywood in trouble, you are getting a lot of internal happiness. But is anything good coming out of it for you? I don't think so. While the Ambanis, they are getting rich, and Bhagwan Ram has got his temple in which he only knows he'll be residing or not. So now really is the time for you to decide if you want to keep getting stuck in caste, religion, statism and all those things, and if you're really happy with the state this country is in right now. Because for me, I am definitely not. So that's all for today, guys. If you like this video, then do not forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and do let me know in the comment section if I should add more of such videos in my reaction video playlist. And I hope you are well in following the social distancing norms. So see you in the next one.
Always to love what I'm doing, never give up, never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts